Hi Scorpio, this is Mia, your mystic therapist, here to do your tarot reading. So let's get right into it. So with your past energy, Scorpio, you have the High Priestess energy clarified by the Four of Cups. So what I'm seeing is that your spidey senses were tingling, letting you know that something is just not right. Like something feels off. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I kind of already know on a deep subconscious level. All I know is what's going on right now. I'm not feeling completely satisfied about this. Now, the thing about it was because you were focusing on the things that you were feeling over it about, maybe when it came to certain relationships or certain situations, the communication was a little bit off with this phone being here and this person being over it. But what I do see is that the universe was trying to give you something, you know what I'm saying, trying to give you a gift, but because you were so focused on what wasn't working, you weren't really able to consciously see it. So there was a need to kind of pivot your focus a little bit, maybe in some ways being a little preoccupied with what's not working. So in your current energy, you have the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. It looks like in your current energy, you've been feeling a desire to kind of pull your energy back a little bit. And this could also be in regards to conserving your resources, not only your financial resources, which is definitely a thing. So being mindful of like budgeting and conserving your resources, making sure that you're saving for a rainy day. I do see that with the Three of Wands, you have been more so waiting for your ships to come in. So you know that a change is on the horizon, a different, I want to say a different route that you want to go, or a route that you have planned that you want to go. But there's a need to kind of pause a little bit first and just, wait for your ships to come in. As you can see, they're literally right there. It's almost time. So right now is more so of a kind of like a waiting period. Like don't make any super big moves. You got to have a little bit of patience here is what I'm seeing. There's a need for patience in your current space of reality. Now, when it comes to the future, you have this Page of Wands with this Page of Swords energy. So the Page of Wands talks about kind of going forward. Like there was a beginning that was offered to you, something that lit your fire a little bit, a little manifestation energy, something that could be a passionate new beginning on a project, on a career path. Even, this isn't, it's about relationships a little bit, but for some reason I'm feeling like this has a little bit more to do with like a career path too. It could, I would say take this where it applies, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that this is kind of showing up in the wholeness of your life. That's what I'm feeling, Scorpio. So with the Page of Wands, this talks about you being willing to take the next steps on this thing. But the Page of Swords, kind of keeping your eye open. Usually when I see the Page of Swords, I think about stalking social media, watching somebody, keeping an eye on something. So maybe if there's an opportunity that's coming in for you and you're like, okay, I'm going to move forward with this opportunity. You're like, all right, let me make sure I read the fine print. Let me make sure I know what's really going on. Let me make sure that people who I'm about to connect with in this way is really 100%, right? This is your future energy, just being a little bit like, I'm going to move forward, but I'm also going to be observant as well, right? Now, if this is talking about relationships, your romantic relationships, this is talking about definitely being willing to put the work in, being willing to take the next step, but definitely just being willing to observe. You might be watching this person's social media, studying this person a little bit, just really keeping an eye and seeing like, are they going to be able to be what I need them to be, or do what I need to do, or be that healthy relationship, that loving connection that I'm looking for. But overall, so far, I'm just getting a sense of feeling quite unsettled. It's an energy of feeling unsettled. So what I'm seeing here right now is there is a need to communicate. I mean, a lot of the challenges that you're having in your mind right now really can be handled with the appropriate communication. Now, I am seeing some text messaging going on, you know what I'm saying? And maybe in some way, shape, or form, you're not really the type of person that likes to communicate predominantly through text, because Scorpios are actually really deep. Like, once y'all open up, you know, you prefer to connect a little bit deeper. But I do see that when it comes to communication, you've been in your head a little bit with this Eight of Swords energy. And I do want to let you know that with this Eight of Swords, this is kind of like a self-imposed prison. You don't have to stay in this space. You really don't. As you can see with this particular card, she can take this off. She can take off this rope. It's very loose. She can take off this blindfold, you know what I'm saying? And the swords are not really a threat. They're all in the ground. The Knight of Swords is talking about a need to communicate, you know what I'm saying? So that is very important. And the reason why I say this is because your love card right now that came up for you is the heart-to-heart conversations card. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. If you are finding yourself feeling uncomfortable, feeling unsettled about a situation in your life right now, it's time for you to have an honest conversation. Don't beat around the bush. Don't do the I'm saying this to see if you're going to say this thing. Be direct about things. Ask direct questions. That is very, very important. There's a need for directness, because the overarching energy is you may not be getting a certain need met right now. We got the Death card, which is the Scorpio energy here too. So there's a need to transform the situation. There's a desire to transform the situation, because maybe in some way, shape, or form, you're feeling like you're not really getting your return. Like you've been putting in something, but maybe you're not really getting back exactly what you want. But also, I just want to say, you know, if it does have to do with a relationship, that heart-to-heart conversation is needed, because I think it's important, Scorpios. For some reason, I'm just wanting to tell you that nobody's a mind reader, you know. And even when it comes to business communications and stuff like that too, you know, unless you say exactly directly what it is, what you need, what you want, without like giving hints and stuff like that, the person's not really going to know how to fulfill your needs. Okay, so that's really coming up very strongly. I'm also seeing, you know, this really, okay, let's take a look at this card. Compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and gifted. Be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way, a good person or company to work for. So this really, it like I said, this can apply to love or career, but it's giving business a little bit. It really is, because a good company to work for. So maybe you're thinking about pivoting in your career a little bit too. So it's definitely telling you to have confidence in yourself, have confidence in your abilities, because you know you're really great, you know what I'm saying? And this opportunity could be really good for you. That's why you're moving forward with it. But make sure that you're keeping an eye and making sure that the I's are crossed, the T's are dotted, and that things are what they, as you know, what they seem. You know what I'm saying? Things are what they're supposed to be. So coming back to matters of love, I am seeing that when it comes to matters of the hearts, the angels has been communicating with you through your dream state. So if there's been a lover in your dreams, I want you to do a little bit of inner work around that. What is the messages that's coming up for you specifically? And be willing to journal about it, look through the situation, look a little bit deeper. What is the message that's coming through, you know, through what is a message that is trying to communicate with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, be willing to dig a little bit deeper. The angels are also wanting to say that, like, it might be time to let go of anger or blame. So this is really coming back to this heart-to-heart conversations. There's really like a need to really talk about what's going on in your mind and heart when it comes to matters of love, because it's possible that you are holding on to some anger and blame. And if y'all watched a previous video that I posted, a way to release pain of the, you know, in your heart through writing a forgiveness letter and burning it, I highly recommend doing that. But if the person who you're connecting with romantically has not been showing up the way that you specifically need them to, it's very important that you ask yourself if you have communicated exactly what you need to them, because most likely they don't know if you haven't said it in a direct manner. And then last but not least, enjoy the bliss of the holiday time together. So it might be time for a little sweet romance, really reconnecting with each other, okay? So Scorpios, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We are having a sale going on in our readings for the next few weeks, so feel free to book your personal reading. I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day.